Hey guys, it's Henry from Mowers and Blowers. This is part 2 of my Craftsman Lt2000 19.5Hp riding mower lawn tractor that I got through a trade. To me this was free because what I traded was free. I wiped down the entire tractor as well as power washed it, cleaned the headlights. I ordered the bulb sockets for the headlights. I think the wiring is still here and intact. Hopefully it's connected well to the stator. I ordered a air filter, which it didn't come with, as well as the mounting hardware that's been broken over here. I am gonna try to fix that somehow by jigging it. Power washed the whole thing. I had bugs in the gas tank, so I removed the gas tank and blew it out with compressed air. So that's completely clean now, at least up to here. It didn't have a fuel filter, so I put one in. I'm charging the battery. When I put a multimeter to the old battery, it only showed 10 volts. So I don't know if it holds a charge or anything, but I'm going to give it a try anyway. I haven't started it yet since I picked it up. The guy who gave it to me, he had driven it from the backyard to the front yard, and it was loud and it smoked a lot. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove the air filter base and open up the carburetor and see what we have in there. That's the next step after you clean the fuel tank, you know. I put some fuel in there to test later. So I'm going to hyperlapse this. Okay, so I put everything back. As you guys saw how I removed that carburetor, it was a little cumbersome, you know. I will admit to you though that I've never taken apart a carburetor like this before. It was completely different. When I opened up the bowl, you saw that the plastic insert that included the float bowl was in there, and it had this really thin gasket, you know what I'm saying, really delicate, you know, and well, I made the mistake of not removing the gasket because frankly I was intimidated by the fact that removing anything that fragile that I've never done before was intimidating to me, so I didn't take it off, you know, before I started blasting it with this carburetor cleaner. And as you guys know, with carburetor cleaner and gaskets, I mean, they blow up like a balloon and you'll never get that gasket back on again. I let it sit for a little bit so to let it dry, and it eventually shrank back down to size again. Managed to get it back on that white insert, and I think I put it on correctly, you know. Every time you mess with something that's new to you, you are a little intimidated by it, and you're not 100% sure whether or not you got it on right. But I know the float works because, you know, when I flip it upside down and blow into it, it doesn't blow, and when it's hanging down, it blows. So I know that at least fuel should be getting to it. You know what I'm saying? This fuel filter, you can't really tell if there's fuel in it or not, you know? Anyway, so put the solenoid back on, everything seems to be good, and I mean, I just hope that it would work. So I'm now going to install a battery and maybe give this thing a crank and see what happens, you know? So it started up just fine. It smokes a lot out of the muffler. I don't see any drips coming out of any other gaskets or anything like that, like the valve cover gaskets or the head. I don't see any of that, which is good. I have a feeling that this is the same problem that I had with my Murray, where there's fuel in the there's oil in the gas. Or sorry, there's gas in the oil. That's it. It's gas in the oil, and that's why it's smoking. Is that it's burning oil? You know. I checked the oil the other day, and it looked really clear. You know, and a little bit over the line, and it smelled of gas. You know, so there might be a mixture of gas in there. So that's going to deteriorate the engine because it's diluting the oil. So I have a feeling I'm going to have to do an oil change for me to be 100% sure. So that's what I'll do. I'll do an oil change. So it's time to park some of my smaller ones in the backyard because it was getting ridiculous. I have no place to put my riding tractors, and I have no room to work. So I'm gonna put the little ones in the backyard, like my Beauty and the John Deere. I hate to do it. Just gonna put a tarp over them, you know, protect them from the rain. What can you do? So I've got to set it up for an oil change. Got this old cereal container. Fits right in between the deck and the wheels. Nice and convenient. I made this little cap thing here because, you know, it doesn't have that long tube that sticks out, a reservoir. So it's going to make a complete mess when you drain it, you know. That's what usually happens. So you make like a little cap with a little funnel, kind of leads it into there. So I'm using a 1/2-inch wrench. It's about that. Yep, I can hand do it. Yeah, you see how watery that is? It's because there's gas in it. I'm glad I had experience with this, otherwise I wouldn't know what the hell was wrong, you know? You see how messy this is, man? Damn it. It's all gas. I smell it. Which means that that damn solenoid doesn't really work on the carburetor. Todos petrol. I don't know how to say oil in Spanish. This is for you, M. Gomez. Every oil change I do is for you, bro. And see, it ended up being a mess anyway. Damn it. What are you gonna do? It's just the way things are. These damn wires here, everything. Why can't they discover an easier way to do this? Why is it always a mess? Look at that. Oh, the floor. Damn it. Shouldn't even bothered with that damn cap. Didn't work. Alright, well, that's about it, because it was really very watery. Nothing to really wait for to come out. It's pretty much all out. And you put the nut back on. Just hand tighten it until you can't tighten it anymore, and then use the wrench and do it until you feel pretty good resistance and that you know you're not going to strip it, you know? Yeah, just about like that, you know that feeling when you're like, oh, that's good, but not anymore, because I know I'll strip it if I do anymore. Alright, I gotta clean up this damn mess. So we've got some 10W30 there, SAE. Right, usually I could just pour it freehand, but you know what, you better be safe. That's why I have a funnel, right? So it's about a quart and 0.3, 0.5, something like that. So I'll pour like about a quart. That's about, ooh, I'm just guesstimating here. That's about a quart. I'll let it sit. That's kind of watery, isn't it? You guys noticed that? Kind of watery. Whatever. 10W30 is what it says. Let it sit for a bit and let it gather down to the bottom, and I'll check the levels. Did you believe that? First shot. Right on the money. Well, it's a little over, but smidgen's okay. How about that for an oil change, huh? Pretty quick. Anyway, I wanted to show you guys, I kind of jigged it so that I could have these two rods sticking up. I actually crazy glued it. I don't know how tight it is, but it's better than nothing, and it's just holding this little plastic cover, so I'm not going to, you know, manhandle it or anything like that. As long as it stays in place, it's cool. So I'm gonna give this a try. I'm not gonna, I'm gonna. I don't know. Here we go. Ew. I say there. Battery just done? Oh, wait a minute. Yep. Battery's dead again. Unbelievable, man. That battery's trash. I might have to put a new battery in. Smoke coming out of the muffler. Funny now. So it just quit on me. Good thing I'm in front of my house. And I couldn't get it restarted because of course the battery's dead. I jumped it before. I don't see any obvious signs of anything, but I do see some Earl down here with the splash marks it's making. Unless this was part of the oil change, I'm not sure, see? But I don't think I threw anything. Still loose and still compression, see? Smoke comes out of the carburetor, see? Well, I guess I'm gonna have to push it. Perfect. That battery sucks. That's hitting the governor shaft.
The drive belt was getting caught and stopped the engine. I'm gonna have to figure out those belts, man. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time on Mowers and Blowers.